maybe you could explain what the idea is behind this.
The idea is for abundance, for love, we always say like family deals with the sacrum, and it's about having more abundance in your life. So check, make sure we can do it.
And it's to adjust everybody for it.
Everybody for it.
By the way, while you might say, well, this is sort of interesting or different. Jeff, who was observing, we did a remote adjustment on Cynthia. Whatever happened to her? She's still getting tested?
Giving the screening kids.
Wow. And remote adjusting does seem to be doing something.
Oh.
So, and Jeff was looking at the baseline and the pre and post. Do you want to say?
Well, I'll just explain it quickly. So,
because this is a remote adjustment in a sense. Because it's dealing with consciousness.
So Ted did the remote adjustment for Cynthia. So what I was marking it where, and we haven't been able to look at it in fine detail to see exactly what changed every time Ted was using the arthrostim. But what we did see was that her baseline, and for anyone who's been scanned already, you know that beta brainwaves are high alert, more over-arousal and defensive, and theta is much more relaxed, calm, healing waves. So theta is good. With an adjustment, ideally we want to see things shifted to theta. So what we saw with Ted's adjusting was that...
And I was in another room.
Yeah. She was out there.
I wasn't touching her, I was just remotely adjusting, thinking that.
So the baseline was, Cynthia was basically beta, which is what we would normally see. She was like dominant beta the whole way. And as soon as Ted basically dialed into her
just thought about it, just
space, she was in theta the entire time, which was pretty cool. So what we need to look at now is just what actually happened every time he adjusted her. But the fact that as soon as you were just really thinking about her, you had her in a healing space is quite remarkable.
John Upledger did something like that with a patient in which the woman was all wired up for all various things, not as many as yours, but they used a physicist on that experiment, which was cool. They had a woman laying down on the table, and she was all wired up, and the doctor was wired up, Upledger. And they said, okay, start working on her. So he started, he then put his hands on her head and did his craniosacral release work. But they found something very interesting. The moment he said okay and went to work on her is when the changes started, before he touched her. So the connection was, as you noticed in this work, the connection was already made. And it was showing up in the patient's body without the doctor even touching the patient first.
Yeah, because she was in theta before you actually,
yeah,
as soon as you were checking her.
As soon as I started checking her. Cool. Isn't that great? Okay, so now everyone's going to get a remote adjustment on, I guess, your consciousness and your, well, just let it in.
So there's patterns that are in the body, and I know there's a pattern sheet, so this is a pattern. So you won't see me go back and double check each time. And the pattern is, it's the sacrum on the right, S2 on the right, and then ischio 2. Okay? And then the abundance adjustment. It's the up-bun dance.
They didn't pay for this.
Everybody, abundance.
Can you explain what you really said?
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it.